Hello, and welcome to the PhD podcast. My name is Kellen King.
Tommy DeSalt.
We are here with a guest. We have a wide view angle now.
That's right.
There's a third person on the couch, Tre Pack.
What's
How you doing?
up, man? I'm good. I don't know why you had to say it was a wide angle. I mean,
God damn.
damn,
All right,
dude.
Just as in like,
I drove all the way up here. You guys
right
been
off
so
the bat.
nice this
All
whole
right,
day.
My bad.
This dude said we got a wide angle for this one.
Okay.
So, all right, dude.
Well, how's it been going? I know.
It's good, man. I'm happy. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Fucking, this place rules, man. It's
We
such
had-
a nice setup.
Thanks, dude. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
He's a comic from Austin.
Yep.
Based out of Austin, but you're originally from Tennessee.
Yep. Moved down here July of 21 from Knoxville, Tennessee. Been in Austin ever since, man.
So let me ask you, are you more excited tonight for the show that you got going on or for the Tennessee game?
Dude, I'm just happy they're not at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Praise the Lord, dude. Tennessee's looking great. I mean, I didn't move to Texas to watch Tennessee football, unfortunately. So
Well,
yeah, I mean,
You got a cigar on you, though. You're
oh,
ready for the
dude,
game.
listen, we already smoked our cigar.
There
We
we
beat Alabama.
There we go.
Yeah.
We're not
Yes,
smoking
sir.
cigars to beat the shit out of South Carolina.
I think you guys got tonight. South
Oh, we'll be
Carolina.
fine.
It's going to be, honestly, South Carolina is one of, like, for us, Iowa State is like this sleeper that always like
Sneaks
just
up on
fucks
you.
up the
Yeah,
Big 12.
dude. Hell yeah.
And I feel like South Carolina has that little vibe to them, so just
Sure.
be careful. And we just got back from, a TCU win today.
Yeah, wild win. Apparently, they practice that play every Thursday.
What?
Yeah, the Sonny Dykes is sitting there.
The running on this,
He doesn't walk off the kick.
that
Just
makes no sense.
knows where it's at and strikes.
Well, dude, I was telling you guys before we started, I kicked for my high school.
Yeah.
That's how small my high school was. And I think, listen, I don't know how far the field goal was, but also I toe kicked. Like I tell people, I was a
man.
kicker,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they're like, they imagine me
Doing the-
wearing soccer cleats and
Yeah.
doing the whole thing. No, I just like toe poked it. But I think it's crazy. Oh, we practice this every Thursday, dude. I mean, we're paying you a scholarship. You better make this kick in your
they
sleep.
got
dog.
the
So
crowd
you were-
noise on and everything.
You were pulling a Booby Miles in high school where you're
Oh, just
kicking the
and
field
he
goal.
can pass. Yes, sir.
Yeah, selling the popcorn. Yeah.
Dude.
That's the small town life. We went to a private school, so we kind of had that like little like we weren't playing anybody. It was just like people that all looked the same size of us. You know what I mean? So like,
sure. Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
imagine you would just be like a
Oh, well, dude,
superstar.
we went. I went to such a small. I graduated with 60 kids. I mean, we maybe like the best year we would have 45 kids on the team.
That's like half your high school.
I know, dude. I get it. But man. I mean, we just played other just small Tennessee schools, so it was not crazy, and it was just like every year our coach would be like, "All right, who can kick the furthest?"
That's how the
Exactly.
That's
how we established our
we
kicker,
picked a
too.
kicker. And as dumb as it is, at the end of the year, the last practice of your senior year, right, the walkthrough before your last game, they had the senior kicking competition, which I did not win, which is super funny.
Even as the kicker.
But every year I was in high school, you would find out that there was a kid on the team that could just nail a 50-yard field goal.
Yeah.
You're like, why didn't you speak up? They're like, because I don't want to fucking kick,
No,
dude.
nobody was.
So I grew up in the country, and we had this big field. I mean, it was probably 50 yards long by like 60 yards wide.
Yeah.
Right. And my dad got convinced when I was in middle school that he was going back in the day. They used to do you kick a 35-yard field goal for Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To win $1 million. Dad, so I don't know. I don't know the logistics of it, but he was convinced that he was going to be picked to do that.
Just like randomly, just
I think he may have
drink Dr.
submitted
Pepper.
for it and got a response or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
He had an
Oh,
inkling.
dude, that's also the type of people that I
Yeah.
grew up with. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I drink Dr. Pepper.
They'll
Maybe they'll
see
call.
me out in the crowd.
Yeah. Right. This big. Yeah. So my dad built, when I was in middle school, he built goalposts in this field across the street.
Hell yeah.
That's
So it was, we played, touch or whatever. But then my dad, for years, just practiced kicking field goal well into his 40s and
He's
50s.
woodshedding. I love it.
Was just
He's
like,
ready. Yeah.
And dude, and the crazy, my dad never played football or anything. Is a football guy. Was in the Pride of the Southland band at Tennessee. loves football, but just never played. And I remember being a kid watching him punt and being like, and kick, and I was like, dude, you can go play college ball. And he's
As a 40-year-old,
he's like, I'm 50 years old. He's like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you go walk. And now, even as an adult, I still think he should go.
Oh,
It's like,
yeah.
dude, you know how fucking cool it would be?
You can, and think about how many free things, like, for example, like when you're watching a basketball game or a football game, they always have like, hey, if you can hit this 3-pointer,
Right.
you know, you get Chick-fil-A for life.
Yeah, hell yeah.
He's got that in his back pocket. Anytime
somebody.
What is that
but
saying?
this dude,
That about luck is opportunity or is preparation.
that's what it is. It's that
Something about
luck,
that.
opportunity. Yep, that's what
It's
it is.
something
one of
like-
those
it's
things.
something like that.
One of those.
Yeah, I mean, the dude, he's ready for it at any time. Also, with the NIL money, it's like, dude, there's nobody. Like,
Yeah.
Viagra does not have a college athlete right now.
That's right.
But they could.
right.
Yeah.
If you just nut up
Somebody's
and go walk
willing
on
to throw
somewhere.
some money
Literally
at
nut
that.
up,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I don't know how eligibility works or whatever. It's like, but dude, you never played it down. You
Yeah.
still-
He's a red shirt somewhere.
somewhere, yeah. To go
And then-
play NAIA ball, and
Or
then
he probably, you know, a lot of people didn't get to play during COVID, so he could just use that excuse.
Yeah, pumped.
he's just
Yeah.
he's just a 37-year senior.
Yeah. That'd be dope.
That
I was
rules,
also,
man.
you were telling me you don't like, I mean, it's not gonna sponsor it, so we're gonna hold it up. But this,
You're
you know,
gonna pay us, dude.
yeah,
We're gonna-
pay us
That's
first.
right.
This, the nicotine, you're not, I mean, you used to dip. We all used to kind of do
We
that.
all, well, yeah. First of all, we all used to dip. I
But
know
you
this
said
is
it's kind
what
of a rite of passage, or
oh yeah, dude. In high school, if you got hurt and you were injured, you still had to come to practice, which I always thought was bullshit.
Yeah.
So I blew my knee out my junior year of high school, and I always thought I'm going to schedule my physical therapy for the same time as practice.
Yeah.
So I don't just have to go stand there
because
and
it's
watch
cold
my friends
too.
have fun.
It's like obviously it's not the beginning of the year or 2 days when it's hot out. It's cold, so you're
Yeah.
sitting there and
Just for-
freezing
for
your
nothing.
tits off.
It's funny you say that though, because that's when I really got into dipping. Was my freshman year. I got hurt.
yeah. And that's it,
And
dude.
so I was with some of the older guys and in the locker room and hanging out, going just standing around. It was like
What else are we going to do?
You're right.
Copenhagen.
There's literally, yeah. What are we going to do? We're going to sit here and spit.
Yeah.
that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
But it was so dumb. Well, it's also like making kids that are hurt go to practice.
It's
just like
torture.
it's like if your girlfriend breaks up with you and then you have to watch her fuck her new boyfriend. It's
Yeah.
like,
cucking season, baby.
painful.
yeah, it's like, hey, I'm glad you guys are having fun.
But, yeah,
But
I'm gonna participate.
yeah, my
too.
knee hurts.
And then it's always the worst too because I blew my knee out my senior year. It's always the worst too because you sit there and then your coaches.
Listen, if you get
We
injured,
were all
if you
just
get
sitting
injured
around
in
spitting. Yeah.
if you get injured in high school, you get to have a podcast. That's
Yeah,
just
that's
this,
exactly-
that's how this works.
But like I just remember it's always awkward too because the coaches will walk by you and you're hurt. Like what are you
Yeah.
gonna do? So like sometimes you're fucking around in practice and they're just like.
That's all
you
we
can't.
did.
They can't do anything to you, really. Like they
Dude.
can't make you run. Obviously, like what
Yeah.
are they going to
Oh,
make
yeah.
you do? So,
Bro, we had a kid. So I don't know how it is in Texas. Yeah, you said you guys went to private school, so I'm sure it's way different. But in any public school in Tennessee, do you guys have like in school suspension?
Oh yeah.
But you guys did that in your school, I'm assuming,
Familiar.
right?
Yeah.
Right. We did not.
Okay.
There was a separate school
love it.
in the county where they sent the bad kids. Like bad kids went there.
the county
And you
prison.
just
Or,
for
No,
ISS.
just yeah.
Yeah.
So if you had a day of ISS, you had to go, and it was great because you got to see the kids that were there for like 45 days or whatever.
damn.
So that was the fun part. We had kids that would just get 45 days locked up or whatever.
What?
For dipping in class. It's like, you guys are idiots.
See, I got. We've talked
we
about
need
it on
to
the
pardon
podcast.
those kids because 45 days for dipping's way too long. We got to
Oh,
pardon.
yeah.
Well, it's also, but it
Get
was
those
the
sentences
same.
shorter.
It was the same. Like a kid got caught selling OxyContin.
Okay, that's a little
which,
different.
Yeah, I mean that's Harriman, Tennessee.
That's a little
That makes
different.
Same punishment.
Yeah,
God. 45 days,
We
dude.
were just talking about that. We watched a documentary about Florida, but these kids that you know what I'm talking about. They literally you're safer selling drugs at school than anywhere else.
Sure.
Really?
Because certain laws and the way that certain schools are set up, like
Oh,
they
the
don't want to turn you
punishment.
into the system, so they deal with it with
Oh yeah,
45 days.
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
That's
Do you
true.
want 45 days or dude? It's America. You can get 45 years.
Yeah.
You get caught with weed 3 times. It's over.
Yeah.
You were on the yard for a while.
See, like our security guard at our high school was super lax. I mean, we always would come from the ranch and have shotgun shells. Coors Light.
Real quick,
And,
every
like,
podcast.
it was
so crazy.
It was
so
like
crazy.
not.
Yeah, we just had
very-
ammunition at the school. That's so funny.
Every
I get it.
podcast,
I mean-
Tommy has to let people know he's a salesman and that he was out.
No,
that he lives out in the country.
No, it's just it's
First of all,
just
hold on. What do you sell?
whatever you're buying.
God, hell yeah, brother. That's the right.
I mean,
So he's unemployed. Is what that means.
Sales guys are one. Yeah,
Yeah,
trust me.
yeah.
you're good. You're
Sales
good.
tough. Like,
I sold cars. I was a AT&T manager for years.
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I was doing
it's
when
a
I moved
grind.
out here.
Craziest.
it's a grind.
No, not the craziest, but like most Wolf of Wall Street type vibe was being in a place. It was actually in Arlington, across from Jerry World,
Okay.
and it is a third party company for these advertisers for golf courses.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
and I'm
for
not much of a golfer, but so I was getting on the phone and just pretending to be like the golf pro at the pro shop
Yep.
out of the golf course,
Yep.
Right.
saying, "Hey, we're looking for some sponsors."
Yeah.
Yada yada.
Hell yeah.
And then where it went wrong was I didn't necessarily do this, but the only verification to run their credit card was a text confirming that they wanted to do it.
Love that.
Well, that was about the time you could text yourself, delete text.
Stop.
So you've got a whole conversation.
I don't think you should be recording this, to be honest with you.
Well, I wasn't involved, but they ended up.
Yeah, he wasn't,
They ended up in some hot water. But it
Yeah.
seems like everywhere I've sold stuff, there's always something that just goes terribly wrong. So
There was
It's almost like
I don't know.
It's almost like everyone has to make money somehow.
Yeah.
I had
it's crazy how that works.
I had a sales job when Wolf of Wall Street came out, and it was just like they fucking. It was miserable after that because like they expected you to always be on the phone, either like pick up the phone and start dialing,
dialing,
like
hell
just
yeah.
would always quote the movie, which it's a pretty good movie, but
a great
if you
movie.
have to relive that every fucking day,
It's terrible.
Dude, the worst sales job I had was it's the only, and I've said, because even when I was a manager with AT&T, I can say that now. I don't care. I'm not going to stop calling me. I'm not coming back. They do. It's great. They need people so bad.
Yeah.
If you want a job, go ahead. But like we were expected to make X amount of, we were supposed to call businesses or whatever, and I just refused because I worked a job at the Knoxville Firefighters Association, and the job
those
was
people call me not Knoxville.
yeah, oh, sure. It'd be actually, it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
I'm just calling people in other countries like, no, it's no Lee Greenwood is coming to the Civic Auditorium.
Oh yeah.
And our job was to sell concert tickets to fund what was explained to people was like the union of firefighters, and I never saw a firefighter at this place. Not one time was there ever.
You went to like Firehouse subs
I didn't know.
on your break.
Never. Yeah, right. Yeah, dude. They were like, I would walk in with Firehouse subs. And like, we can't be. I didn't get to slide down a pole or nothing, bro. It was so over it. But yeah, I worked there for 2 weeks. Was immediately our top earner just because I wasn't on meth. And then I quit because I was like, bro, I had told this lady was like, I mean, she was just she was 147 years old. You know what I mean? She was just so old.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, she could not understand what I was saying. And you know that if you're cold calling people, you don't hang up.
Right. You can't hang up. Or
You
you're
don't
not allowed
hang
to.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to go into my boss's office, and he played the tape back for me, which granted was like 30 minutes long.
That's great.
And we listened to the entire thing.
God. That's
And then
painful.
finally I was like, hey, you know what, ma'am? So I used to be a youth minister, and this was still like I was using that to sell things.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a lot. We can talk about
Yeah.
that. But I was just like, hey, you know what? We'll be together in heaven. And I'll tell you some other time.
You
Yeah.
gotta do the-
And she was like, God bless you. Have a good day. Right. She's just begging to get out. Because I'm probably the only person that's spoken to her in years. So
Right.
she's not hanging up.
That's why
I can't hang up. I think we're dating.
Yeah.
I think that's my wife.
Hell
Might
yeah.
check in. Yeah.
That's how
holy
they
shit.
get a lot of older people.
Oh,
with
yeah.
that
I mean, you're just
stuff. Like,
preying on people, dude.
but I mean, whatever. I wanted to bring up. I saw that you tweeted some stuff, and I just wanted to ask you a couple questions on it.
This rules. For anyone, listen, before he gets into these, just a disclaimer. I tweet into the void. I have 500 followers.
Yeah.
450 of them are Russian bots that are apparently hot and single and in my area.
90% of your tweets are like Tennessee tweets.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Hell yeah.
So
I'll just live tweet the game to
yeah.
myself.
I see. So for example, first of all, go follow me. He's at Tre Pack. So TREPACK
no
on
Y.
Twitter. No Y. Says I'm watching Karate Kid for the first time, and I'm almost certain Mr. Miyagi is trying to fuck Daniel.
Dude, yes.
All right,
Okay, listen.
ready.
Listen. Okay, listen.
Yeah.
He's an old man.
Yeah,
Meets this young kid.
gorgeous kid.
Listen. Hey, I'm not recording myself. So I can say the kid's hot. These guys are fucking trying to trap me. I'm not trying to break the fourth wall, but your producer, it's your wife, girlfriend?
Girlfriend. Yeah.
Some old man, super nice,
Yeah,
gets you while you're at your worst.
yeah,
This man saved you from being attacked by a group of people,
yeah.
right? Saved you, right?
Of other karate kids.
He gives you a car. He invites you in his home.
They are dating.
He gives you his
I'm
business.
already sold.
Yeah.
You think he's trying to fuck you? Groom
Yeah.
it. Groom it. Yeah, I mean, that's what
Yeah.
That's today. Yeah.
I'm almost, I mean, what are we talking about?
That's
Listen,
true.
and Cobra Kai is my favorite TV show ever. And honestly, I won't watch it anymore. I forgot about that tweet and now I'm upset again.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
That was I think it was during COVID, so you might have had like fog brain or something. but-
Yeah, well, also, I remember watching The Karate Kid like here and there. Like, my dad's obsessed with the 80s. Like he is.
Yeah.
Have you guys watched Cobra Kai?
I've watched one episode. I haven't gotten into it, but
My dad is just Johnny.
I gotta meet your dad.
He's
Yeah.
just, dude. This dude.
Yeah.
So okay. So we I want to get back to the tweets because I'm invested in my own thoughts.
There we go.
It's welcome to stand up comedy.
yeah.
But no, my dad, for whatever reason, my dad has a weird relationship with Sylvester Stallone.
Oh yeah. I
And
think
by
a
that-
lot of
and all that means is that he looked like him in the 80s. My dad and my mom's first date was the Rocky 3. Like there's like a lot of
Some
it's like
threads.
ingrained
100%.
and there's a lot of like different. My dad will tell you different points in his life, and somewhere in there he'll be like, "Yeah, and Rambo 2 just came out, and then I met your mom."
That's how, yeah.
Milestones.
For
Yeah.
us,
Yeah.
it's like 9/11, which like okay, how like I always
Right.
use the date of how old I was. Like
Okay.
all right, 2001. I was in 5th grade. I always use that. So he uses like. Okay, so like Rocky Balboa, like that new one just came out. So he's probably
hell yeah.
uses it as a
No,
timeline.
he does. I mean, if I call, I'm sure he knows how old I am, but I can be like Rocky Balboa 06.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you were 11 years old.
Yeah.
He's like, you turned 12 in 3 weeks. I'm like,
Okay, this is a good one that I like. I know that there's a story behind it possibly.
Okay.
So
Okay.
says I told a girl once that when we had sex that she would feel it in her guts.
okay.
By that I meant she would have a gut feeling that this was a mistake.
That's just every woman I've ever had sex with.
on, Trey.
that was a bit that I was doing.
It's a good bit.
It was fine. It never really worked on stage. It's one of those jokes, dude, because I'm like, you see like Gabriel Iglesias or Bert Kreischer or some of these guys, they'll make jokes about them being fat or
Right.
whatever.
Sure.
And people are like, hell yeah, you are fat. That's funny.
Yeah.
When you get to be my size and you start making jokes like that, people are just sad. They're just like,
They're like, oh, come on.
oh, the favorite, that joke for me, it was, it was, she would have a gut feeling she was making a mistake.
Yeah.
every time I would tell that joke, there would be one woman, there would be a bunch of aw.
Yeah.
And then there's one girl that's like, I would fuck you. And I'm like, prove it.
Yeah. You
I'm
found
like, and you know how many times that they would? Never. It never happened. It didn't never happen, but it was never that woman.
We were at a Trevor Wallace show, and someone from the crowd was kind of yelling in during it. Anyways,
it's the worst. So
2 people from the crowd ended up fucking that met during the show.
During the show,
so,
that role. That's my best case scenario.
So I mean,
I'm doing crowd work, and I get you.
Yeah.
Somebody actually commented on. So I don't have a ton of stuff on. I have enough stuff on YouTube to send to people.
Right.
If I'm like I picked up a show tonight and by sending them a YouTube clip.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But they someone commented on the video I sent that I do crowd work with. That's the same story, that they had fucked this girl that just happened to be sitting next to them, and they had hit it off right before the show. I was up first. And I walked out and started talking to them. They're like, no, we just met. And I'm like, all right, dude. I was like, if you fuck her later.
Yeah.
I was like, here, let me know. And then 2 weeks ago, I got a comment on YouTube. He was like, yeah, that was me, dude. And it might not be him, but it would be a crazy thing for you to be one of the 100 people that have viewed this.
Matchmaker. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, apparently he went looking for it and was like, yeah, this is me. So, yeah, that happens. But yeah, there's no real story behind that.
Just more of a gut feeling, kind of a.
Do you remember the girls like you? They used to be the thing back, especially because I started having sex in 2008, I guess.
Shout out,
yeah,
2008.
Hell yeah, bro! I was 13, just ready to go. Well, I had one of those American Pie packs with my friends in middle school.
Okay,
they were like, all my friends were like, "Dude, we got to lose our virginity before high school," and I was like, "Okay." Let's do that. And I did it. And then all my friends didn't lose it until much later.
Isn't that what happens in the movie too? Only one of the guys actually loses their virginity.
But it's the main character.
Yeah.
The main character fucks the girl.
So is your life American Pie? Or?
No, her name was
not
and she lives at this address. No, she's married now and has a kid. And I look her up on Facebook about once a month.
Yeah, so that's the way to do it.
No, that's just what, bro. You lose your virginity at 13. You just,
every once in a while,
you don't just get over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was the thing back in the day was girls would be like, girls would be like, I feel it in my guts. And they don't be saying that. I don't know if that's.
They don't really say that anymore.
But that was a thing.
Yeah, it was.
So I just was pulling from that. And like, you're going to feel
that's
it in your
tweet.
guts.
It was
you're going to feel nauseous when I get off of you.
Does that ever, I mean, because I think it's funny as hell. And then you get on stage and it doesn't quite land.
Oh, that's so the majority of writing jokes.
Yeah.
Is
figuring out
everything. Dude, I have in my notes on my phone, I have pages and pages and pages of thoughts.
Right.
Of things that I think are the funniest things that have ever been thought of. And then I say them on stage and people look at me like I have called them the worst names ever. Oh.
Do you ever rework it after that or do you just drop it?
For sure. I mean, it depends. I mean, I try to do as many like open mics and stuff as I can.
Yeah.
And I'm at the point right now in my career that I'll go to an open mic and just read I'll like go to the top of my notes.
Really?
But listen, I wrote this in 2018. Let me see what you guys think about it.
Yeah.
And I'm just bringing up, I'm like, so Trump's president. Yeah. And
they're like, huh?
What? Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I mean,
this guy got a concussion?
We're pretty scatterbrained. So I've always I'm a songwriter, and then I've tried to write some jokes here and there, and it's like the way I always think it's gonna come out, the delivery, everything. That's where the scatterbrain takes over. It's like as soon as it's time, it's go time. I'm like, fuck, where I start. You know what I mean? So it's cool. So you write, a lot, and then when you're up on stage, obviously, you're doing crowd work and other stuff.
Sure.
Are you writing at the same time? Do you keep a lot of that?
So some people will do what we call in the industry that's dumb, but the people will write on stage or whatever.
Right.
I don't. By the time,
what does that mean? I've never heard that actually.
So writing on stage is exactly what he's talking about. Is you have an idea, and you're just going to talk into a microphone and figure this out.
Gotcha.
And so I didn't start doing this until I moved to Texas, which is crazy. It makes me so sad. I record all of my sets now, and I used to never do that.
Yeah.
So now I will do some writing on stage, But if you see me tonight and you see me next week and I do the same joke, I'm going to say it almost the exact same way.
Yeah.
Really?
If you saw me at a club or like a showcase or
Yeah.
something,
Right.
that joke has been worked out.
Right.
But if you see me 6 months from now, that joke I may change the tone of the joke
Yeah.
or
Sure.
something along those lines. That's the type of stuff I'll do on stage.
I see.
Or I'll have a thought, like I have a bit. I'm not going to do the bit, but I have an idea. I have a joke about Girl Scout cookies, and we were talking about sales and how this girl, and this really happened. This woman, I was walking into the store, and this troop was out there, and I had my AirPods in, but I wasn't playing music. And as I walked by, I heard the troop mom talking to this little girl, and she said, "Big spender, go get it." And I was like, "Okay," and like, but I used to have the way I would tell that joke was I was mad that she had said that.
Yeah, I got
Right.
you.
And now that joke's completely changed, and it never worked.
Yeah.
No one was on my side about
Gotcha.
me being mad at children. It's crazy how that worked. But now I'm for them.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell yeah. I'm sending these little girls to the fucking moon, dude.
Right.
But they don't have to teach these little girls sales tactics, right? Like I didn't know I was going to meet the wolf of Walmart today, right? Or what? Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah. So so things like that as far as changing a tone or a shift. I did that the first time on stage. Had never thought.
I see.
It's
Just
not
because
like
of the reaction of the crowd kind of a thing? Or
well,
more
I
of
was
like
just it was just in the moment.
Exactly.
The way I mean, so much of comedy is the way you say something. So I just instead of portraying an emotion of being upset, I portrayed an emotion of like I get it,
Flipping it.
and
Yeah,
now
makes
it's
sense.
and then it evolves into oh hell yeah they are.
It works out.
A lot of
totally
comedy
you
don't
don't need to
empathy.
do this though.
a lot of comedy's empathy anyway, so it's reacting off of what you feel. So
Right.
that makes sense. And also, do you ever like just try to fill the void with like what I'm saying, like writing on stage?
Mm-hmm.
So do you ever fill the void where either you lose your train of thought, what you're trying to say, or you're like, does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
No, for sure. So it depends, man. It depends on how much time you're doing, what kind of show you're on, who's there. I mean, I guess everyone's goal, for the most part, is you want what you're building towards in comedy is the first thing you're building for is what we call a tight five, and it's a tight 5 minutes.
Yep.
To where and it's airtight. I mean, for 5 minutes you can go up and bang,
That's your bread
bang,
and
laugh.
Yeah.
And then you work towards your tight 10, your tight 20, your tight 30, and then your hour. You do your hour for 5 years, and then hopefully you have a career, right? But getting your first 5 is I mean it's this far, and I have a loose 20 minutes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like I have a pretty tight 10. Getting from my tight 5 to my tight 10 was significantly easier than getting to my tight 5.
Yeah.
So building up to that tight 5, there is a lot of just trying to fill
the void.
See,
that
like,
space.
I'm one of those. It's like, it's not quick. It's like stories, and they're long, windy road, terrible
Yeah.
But
stories. So it's like a tight 5. It'd be ridiculously hard.
But that's exactly it. It's
Yeah.
because you watch, and so much of comedy is just like you play music. If like music, there is a structure to it. Of this is how you play these chords in this order, and this is how you play this song. In comedy, you just don't have that.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can watch, like when I go watch comedy, I have to watch. You know, if I watch a Netflix special, I'm watching a master of their craft do an hour.
Yeah.
And then, I'm going to tell stories. I'm going to do this. I'm going to play with the crowd or whatever. Bro, you're doing an open mic in front of 10 people that fucking hate you and you're ruining their night. You got 3 minutes. Like, let's go.
I want to hear more about this. We're going to take a break real quick. And when we come back, I want to hear how long, or I want to hear more about the structure of telling like 5 tight 5s to figure out. So,
Hell yeah.
Perfect.
stick with us. We will be right back. Welcome back. When we left off, we were talking about kind of the structure of jokes. I want to know when because I know that you were a preacher for a little bit.
Yep.
and then you moved on to, not moved on, but
that's yeah. So it was it was a series of events.
Well, real quick, the structure. I want to know: did you use like the structure of how you wrote sermons anyway to do with how you? Does it make sense? Because you have to.
Or have you used a sermon on stage?
That would be.
So I did. So sort of. So I did. So I've been fortunate enough to be on the podcast Kill Tony. A handful of times. Right. Tony Hinchcliffe, it's the most watched live podcast in the world.
Absolutely.
It's great.
I was on there with Shane Gillis and Mark Normand, and during our interview process or whatever, Hinchcliffe asked me, I had been on the show like 7 times at this point, and he's like, well, tell us something. It's the first time I had ever told him I was a youth minister.
Oh, yeah.
So Shane Gillis is like, preach.
Yeah.
Tell us the good word. And I was like, I don't know how to do it. And I'm in,
But that was after like how many beers?
I'm stone cold sober is the problem.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
but I mean, Shane Gillis.
Exactly right. It's Shane Gillis is looking at me like, you can do it. And I'm like, I can do it.
Not even looking at you really, just looking through you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That was the day that
they did that.
Had like 30 beers on Rogan.
Ridiculous.
And then he's looking at me like, save my soul. I'm like, fuck. All right. So I've done that. So I will say, so preaching and comedy, they were enough removed from each other.
Yeah.
Because I was a theater major in the middle.
Gotcha.
That not really.
Right.
I mean, that's kind of how I started doing. The first stand up I ever did was while I was preaching, but not while I was preaching.
Yeah.
So I was like traveling around. I was like a traveling youth minister. And they
it was a
so
female.
you said something and I was just like, wait, what? You're good. But when I would preach at my home church, we had like a production. We had a band. It was like a whole, we had like a group, 60, 70 kids.
Your whole high school, basically.
My whole graduating class would show up.
Yeah.
So they, before sermons, we would do like our pre-production, we would do sound check and stuff like that. And I never knew, what to say into my mic to check the levels or whatever. But I was so obsessed with Ron White that I just had his whole hour memorized.
Oh, yeah.
He would be a good preacher.
So I just used to run his jokes into the mic. And then it got to a point where that was like part of our day.
Really?
Like Wednesday,
That
5
makes
o'clock,
sense.
an hour before kids come in. I say I was 17. We were all kids. But to do sound check, people would pull up a chair, and I'm just doing Ron White's jokes. But that's when I realized, like, bro, like, listen, I love the Lord or whatever. I'm fired up for it.
Yeah.
But this rules.
Yeah.
And they weren't my jokes, but to tell a joke and it just hits.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is so much fucking better than whatever I'm going to talk about later.
So going from that to your first type 5 that you had to write, like
Sure.
you said, it was really, really hard to do. What, how did you, I know you could probably prepare it like as a sermon, but like, how did you, I don't know even know how you would start doing that. Like a type 5. How do you know that you've got something that's good to work
so
with?
that was the $1 million question is I don't even know if I have a type 5.
Okay.
I have a type. So, but I was like you, when I started for years and years. So today is actually, it's been 7 years today since I got on stage and told jokes for the first time.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
So it's crazy. I didn't know that until I I was checking my phone.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, man, I guess you don't really know. Because honestly, dude, I don't feel like if you had asked me before I left Tennessee, if I had a type 5, I would have told you, dude, I've got 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, I'm ready.
That's what I think.
Like, I'm ready to.
But
I know
Bro,
he does.
if you think you have 45 minutes,
Dead wrong.
you might have a
Nothing.
minute. You might have a minute. Like you might have a minute of this that works. and
Exactly.
then- yeah. So it wasn't until I got here and saw kind of how that process is.
Yeah.
When I say I feel like I have a type 5, it's because I have a tape that I crushed that's airtight, that there's no lulls, there's no nothing that I can send. All that type 5 does for me, in my opinion, for my career personally, it may be different for other people, is I can send that 5 minutes. That's the regulatory.
It's like the elevator pitch almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So when if I want to get on a show, if I want to work at a comedy club, I send them this 5 minute clip.
That's dope.
But then their first question is, how much time do you have?
Yeah.
I've stood on stage and talked I've told jokes for an hour. I don't have an hour. I maybe have a loose 20 that if I had that film, I mean, I have plenty of recordings of it, but it's like 15 of it's great.
I feel you. I remember the first time I started playing gigs instead of just shows. I was like, wait, you mean I got to fill 3 or 4 hours? And
right.
See, the nice thing about that is you can play covers and, but you're going all original, so you don't have that luxury.
You can't do covers. You can't do Run Wide on stage.
Right.
I'm sure like you had that, maybe not. I know I specifically remember, taking a show and realizing like I still had 20 minutes left. I'm like, what the fuck do I do for the next 20 minutes? Like, running into that and figuring stuff out. It's tricky.
That's kind of what I meant by entering just being in the void where you have more time to fill and you just like either try something out or you just like have an idea.
So comedy is great in the sense of if you run short for the most, I mean, so at my level of comedy, I do a lot of like showcases and stuff like that. Right. Very rarely. So a traditional comedy shows you have an opener, you have a feature and a headliner.
Right.
I don't do a ton of that at this point. Like no one's taking me on the road right now. So I'm sure it's very different for that. But for where I am, if I'm booked to do 10 minutes and I do 8, thank God.
Yeah.
Because someone on this lineup is going to be murdering.
Right.
And they need that 2 minutes. So you're giving time back to the room.
Makes sense.
Sure.
And again, that's where if a headliner is like, hey, I need you to feature and do 20 minutes and I'm doing 15 every night, we're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
But there's nothing really wrong with giving time back to the room. And there's plenty of times on the flip side is that I'll have more jokes to tell. And I know I'm looking at my clock. I've got a minute left and this last joke just hammered. I'm getting out of there.
So sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it, man. I just will.
You have a clock like on, or where do you?
So I record all my sets on my phone.
Okay.
So I'll look. I mean, I can just tap my phone. It'll
Gotcha.
tell me.
Yeah.
I got you.
I do a lot of Vulcan Gas Company. In my opinion, is the best place for comedy in the world right now.
In Austin, or
In Austin, yeah. So we have a clock. So there's like a balcony.
Okay.
There's a clock on the balcony that only you can see.
Really?
That's the best.
Yeah.
So and that's how when Rogan when anybody plays there, there's a dedicated member of the staff running that clock.
Right.
So you know exactly where you are.
Yeah.
So and I host shows there. It makes my life easy to be like, all right. I'm like, hey,
you're
had 10 and you're on minute 14 of this 10-minute bomb. Like let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get it,
Do you ever look at the clock and you're like, oh shit, I'm like, I have 3 more minutes to fill, and I burned through my set.
So in not really at this point. I'm just not getting booked for an amount of time that I can't really fill.
Right.
Okay.
It's like there are plenty of times that I'm booked to do 10 minutes. I write down my set list and I'm like, okay, well, with laughs and with all this will fill 10 minutes, and then you're bombing and you're 7 minutes in.
Yeah.
But I still have a bag of jokes
Right.
that are also going to bomb. But also, I mean, there's no shame in comedy. If you're bombing and you just get out of it, you're booked to do 10 minutes, you do 5, you didn't give yourself a chance.
Right.
But if it's such a minute amount of time. Like we're talking minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
It's not that big a deal.
Right.
Gotcha.
Well, I mean, and that's really where we found you was off of Kill Tony and, getting to that minute. When you put your name in the bucket, do you typically know what minute you're rolling with or something? Yeah.
So for me, 100% of the time, my name would not go in the bucket if I don't have a minute prepared.
Right.
And there's been times where I took breaks from signing up because I was like, I don't have.
Right.
And honestly, man, for me, and again, this is me being, I want to tell stories. I want to do that kind of comedy. is doing a minute is hard.
Yeah.
I mean, that's so difficult to get.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, there's nothing more and I don't miss. I mean, I've got the next 5 minutes, singular minutes, ready to go. So like, I'm at the point now where I can kind of roll with them.
Right.
But dude, if I ever get like roared off by the angry West Hollywood Bear or whatever, I messed up.
Yeah.
You got to be able
know
to
where
hammer
you're
that.
at with time. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Absolutely.
Tommy wants to do stand up.
Well,
You want to go to an open mic at least.
Sure.
I think, yeah.
What's some advice for him to at least, because I know exactly what Tommy's going to do. He's going to tell a story up there.
Right.
This fucking
I want to
guy.
know what he should do to kind of at least prepare a little bit. That way I can go see him and be,
right.
He wants to see me eat shit.
kind of a little bit.
So
Sorry, no,
I mean, if we're
I'll be up
talking,
there laughing for
if
sure.
we're talking about general advice to give to someone wanting to start, is just go bomb.
Yeah.
It's it's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Hey, the first time you picked up a guitar, where
Yeah,
you know
it's
where you
terrible.
Right.
it's gonna be the same thing. And hey, there are people that start and they're great and they've been doing it for a couple months. But dude, like there's some people in Austin right now, like Christina Mariani. I don't know if you've seen her on Tony. Who's been doing comedy a year.
Yeah.
And is just a stone cold fucking murderer.
Yeah. It's wild
and
to
there's
see.
and and I've been doing it. Like I said, it's 7 years ago today that I did my first open mic ever.
Yeah.
And it was bad. It was
Yeah.
bad. It was so bad. And and honestly, this is gonna suck. This is gonna suck to hear. If you want to do it once, man, go sign up for Kill Tony.
Yeah. On your bucket list, like
Yeah, if you want to do it once, go sign
I
up.
think I'm a one and done kind of guy. Like,
Sure.
I mean,
If it's something you want to be serious
you
about,
don't know until you've done that one though. You got to do the one.
she's laughing. Yeah, no. So like, I mean, same thing. Pretty much anything in my life, literally anything is like from rodeo. Like my parents' agreement when I was a kid was like, all right, you can get on one bull, like right.
Yeah.
And then what did I do for 5.5 years? Like, and it's like,
Oh, sure.
So I definitely think that I would want to try to get it because like I don't want to. There's a fine line, I guess. Like
Sure.
people, I think people probably understand on Kill Tony if it's their first time. Like, great place to do it if you're just doing it one time and you're not trying to make anything out of it necessarily.
Yep.
You got it, but that's what you got to know is in the industry side.
Oh,
it
you
looks a
nailed
whole lot different.
You nailed it, man. I mean, it's what I would say is if it's something you just want to do, just to say you did it one time,
Right.
Go because then you have a real story.
Yeah,
If you show up to some bullshit bar
Yeah.
where we're gonna ruin your fucking day. You're just trying to have a beer with your friends after
Yeah,
work.
I've been to those
and I'm up
bars.
here working out I
Yeah.
can't afford a therapist, so we're gonna talk about it.
yeah,
Then hey, and you want to have a fucking career and you have a dream that's what you want to do, then do it.
right.
Don't, and as bad as this is, and I don't care, and this is the opposite of what I did. Leave them at home.
Okay.
Go suck.
Oh yeah.
Go record it.
Just go by
Dude,
yourself.
that's what I did.
Kind of be like
Yeah.
Batman, vigilante, just go into the night by yourself.
You're gonna show
I
up.
did that
You're gonna
with
sign up.
music.
You're gonna go.
Yeah.
If you do, so I don't know the Fort Worth comedy scene really.
There's not. I don't know if there's.
It's
Sure.
Dallas over.
I know Dallas a little better. Go.
So I
yeah.
did the same thing. I got sober a little over 6 years ago in Austin, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't play a show for over a year. And I remember thinking like, I don't want anyone to see my first time on stage.
Yeah.
So I actually drove outside of Austin. I only told one person that went with me.
Just so you don't get murdered and
And
people look for you.
Somebody to give me honest feedback about, but didn't tell anybody. And then it was in that moment I was like, all right,
This is what we're doing.
still got it. But yeah, it's great advice is go suck without the world
It's
knowing
listen,
about
it's
it.
gonna.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make. Hey, and I mean, you're best. Maybe you get up on Kill Tony. Hey, maybe you're a fucking prodigy and it's your first time ever and you murder.
I doubt it.
And Red Band has you on the secret show and you. Hey, dude, fucking.
My girl will
Miss
tell you
B,
I'm
I don't know if
not.
you guys have been
Miss B
watching.
over there smirking her little face off. She doesn't think that's gonna happen, but we'll see.
Dude, fucking. I don't know how. Do you guys watch Kill Tony every week?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
Tommy does,
Uncle
for sure.
Laser,
Okay,
has been
yeah.
doing comedy for no time.
Right.
Is a fucking killer.
Yeah.
Is out of his goddamn mind. Super funny. But hey, I mean, maybe you're the next Uncle Laser. Like this dude had never really done stand up. Does Kill
Yeah.
Tony. Now he has a career.
Yeah.
So he has 100,000 followers on Instagram.
Right.
Some people just have like they're just fun to listen to. Like
Yeah.
Theo Vaughn, for example.
Exactly. Yeah.
Homie was like on reality TV, and then now he's just like he's just got a weird brain that people want to listen to. I do have one other tweet.
Sure.
I think this actually probably applies to all of us.
Hell yeah.
But it says, you ever get old and realize you were a whole douchebag growing up?
Oh, I have the picture for this.
Okay.
I know what picture I was looking at. Hold on, I'll find it. Yeah, so so when I was in theater, there is a picture of me that is my favorite picture ever. And I have eyeliner and a beanie on, and I just realized that, dude.
Well, it was that time. Like,
oh yeah,
My Chemical Romance was in their prime.
Oh,
You
I
had Yellow
wasn't even,
Card.
I just had
What
done
year
a
was
play.
this?
Well, he's probably.
This was way out. This is 2015.
Okay.
This was
wait, sorry. How old are you?
27. So I was
Okay.
I was 20 at the time. Hold on.
Perfect.
I have this picture.
I just sometimes think that everybody's my age. So
No, I do. Well, when you said the 9/11, you were like, I was in 5th grade. I was like,
you're
I
like,
was in,
oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I was in first grade. Right. And it was a kindergarten. It's going to take me a second to find this. But yeah, bro, as soon as I find it, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I was just a whole.
Did you guys do musicals in high school?
No, so I didn't do any theater until I got into college.
Really?
Yeah, nothing. I mean, we didn't even have. There may have been theater in my high school.
Yeah.
That I am completely unaware of. Like, because I always want to say, oh yeah, we never had theater. We may have. We honestly may have, and I just skipped it. I swear I had this picture.
I was in. So, my brothers were all did like theater and musicals and shit like that, and I kind of wanted to go down that path because I like doing it. But then, like I got pulled out as like 6th grade. Like the art teacher came up to me. She's like, "Hey, you gotta fill this role." And I had to wear these like the most embarrassing shit on stage. I had to wear like long johns, like red long johns, and like I got made fun of for like a year because of that. So I never went down that path. I like it. I think it's cool. I actually really am big into musicals and theater arts, but I could. Oh,
yeah, dude, that's the douchebag right there, buddy.
Hell yeah, baby.
That was that dude right, and I'll send that to y'all if y'all.
Yeah, we'll put it on.
We'll put it in.
Boy,
I love
your
it.
boy was hot for a second.
Hell
man.
yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. It was a whole douchebag.
Yeah.
So I lied. I didn't mean to lie, but I lied. So I did my first play ever in the 4th grade. It was a Christmas play.
I knew it.
Right. And this, I didn't like grow up in church. This was like a school Christmas play. And this is gonna sound like I'm making this up. I can call the guy and prove this. There were only 2 fat kids in my school.
Okay.
It was my friend Jace. He was a year older than me, right? And the school play that year, 2004, I guess. The play was Santa had to lose weight.
Oh, God.
Biggest Loser was on television. It's a hot topic.
I can already see
Santa has to lose weight.
it's daddy season, baby.
Yeah. My friend Jace is playing Santa.
Okay.
Right? There was a character in the play. His name was Huey, spelled Hugie. And that's how we said it.
This art teacher, theater teacher is a fucking dick.
She told me years later when I was a theater major, she was like, "Yeah, I knew you had it in you." I'm like, "That's not what happened." The character in the play, my character was an elf who was described as the fat elf. And so they send Santa to fat camp with Betty Busybody, who I was in love with, which I had no chance with.
Oh, shit.
Tony Perkins was the counselor.
So they send Santa to fat camp, and they send Huey. Santa's his best friend. They eat all the time.
Yeah.
Huey sneaks some food into fat camp.
What the hell?
And I skipped recess my entire 4th grade year to do this part that they insisted I had no interest. I didn't want to do it. They called Tammy. So I refer to my mother by her first name only, Tammy, who is just a nightmare of a woman. I love her so much. She's my mom, but have me back on. I'll tell you about Tammy sometime. Yeah. But Tammy comes to school. She's like, "You're doing this. They need you to do it. You're the only other fat kid.
You can't quit.
I
hate that.
Yeah. Oh, I hadn't started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember auditioning for it.
There's only one other fat kid.
I fucked up all the words. I didn't have any of the monologue down, and they were like, "You got it.
You nailed it.
Nailed it, dude.
You look the part."
Yeah. You're talking about being. I got typecasted at 9 years old.
Holy shit.
I tell that to people, and they're like, "That can't be true." I can call them in.
That theater teacher. Wow.
She was just like the choir teacher.
Yeah.
Miss Taylor. I think that was her name. I don't remember. I've blocked a lot of this out of my memory. I'm gonna have to talk. I'm gonna have to talk to somebody after this podcast.
It's all coming back.
Oh, but yeah, bro. That was my first ever introduction to theater. But I came across theater in college because I had given a speech in my comp class, and the theater director of the college was a speech teacher and helped give my comp class. They helped us prepare for the speech, and I told him I didn't want his help. I didn't need his help, whatever. And he watched me give this speech, and they graded it on a curve where the best speech got 100, the second best got a 95, whatever, and I got the 100.
Wow.
He asked me to join the theater department. My exact quote, and it's so funny to this day because I don't feel this way at all anymore. I literally said, "No, that's gay." And he was, but then the next semester I had a class get dropped, and I had to have a class to be full time. So I went begging. I was like, "Dude, I'll come build sets, or I'll come do the manly stuff," because I was just a dude. I was a whole douchebag. Back to that picture. And he was like, "We'll find a place for you." And then within 2 months, I was a theater major.
Nice.
Yeah, man. And then we found stand up.
There
you go.
Yeah, it's like a little transition. I just think it's crazy you went from being a preacher to like eventually finding something similar to it, because you're both on stage speaking to people in a sense. Like,
oh yeah, and dude, as dumb as it sounds, and as whatever, is I do feel wholeheartedly that that's where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, on stage,
I'm supposed to be in front of people talking to groups, man, and it's something I feel very blessed to be able to do that. But the stand up thing came directly through theater. I was so upset. So I was in theater with my high school sweet girl I had been on and off with for like 10 years. I mean, from middle school through the end of college. So we get done with college, and I've got like some acting chops. Like I'm getting ready to go to University of Tennessee and be in their theater. Like, I mean, I'm really like, got it figured out. Yeah. I'm getting acting jobs or whatever. And the girl, whatever, she's coming right there along with me. So as soon as we kind of got done with school, we both went to our director and was like, "Hey, what do we do now?" And the director told his name's Michael, love him to death. I owe him the world. He told me he had several auditions lined up for me, and told her, go try comedy.
Okay.
Like, I don't have anything. I don't have anything for you.
Yeah.
We both left there pissed because she wanted the auditions.
Yeah.
And I didn't think she was fucking funny. So I went and did stand up a month later, and I never did a play again.
Well, I'll tell you what, Trey, is one thing that really comes across. I'm sure you've heard this and gotten this. You can tell you're just authentic as fuck.
Right,
like
man.
when you get up on stage, like that shines through.
Thanks,
Is you're being yourself, and so it really like it comes across in a way, because you see plenty of people that, while they're funny and whatnot, like it's all this act. And the funniest stuff to me personally is when someone's just funny.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure, man. I really, really appreciate that. And that's kind of, I spent years and years and years trying to play this character that I thought, and again, that's from this, I played the character of a youth minister. I played characters in college. And then I thought, hey, that's what I'm supposed to do. And dude, moving to Texas, I mean, Austin is the stand-up comedy capital of the world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right now for sure.
And then I learned, man.
Is that why you moved there? Or
Yeah.
is that,
I moved to Austin sight unseen.
yeah.
Right.
I had never been. My best friend in the world had been. He was like, we have to leave. We have to get out of here.
Yeah.
And I signed I mean, dude, I was supposed to go to barber school. That was like the next step of my life.
yeah.
And I was going to go to Chattanooga State, and it didn't. I woke up 15 minutes late and didn't sign up. And then 2 hours later, I signed a lease to move to Austin.
Whoa.
And it's worked out, man.
That's following a dream, baby.
Oh,
we love that.
It's worked, man. I mean, it's not,
That's kind of what we
we're
do.
still figuring it out. But.
With this whole thing, we've just obviously every 20 something, or we're 30 in this case, but they all want to start a podcast, right? But there's not many people that take the steps to do it. And that's just kind of what we used to be in a band together. We always have just kind of, take that step.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's cool that we appreciate, definitely respect seeing people that do that, where they have a dream, or they want to at least even try something out. Like, hey, this is something I'm passionate about, and they just go for it.
Absolutely. That's what, yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean,
if you want to do stand up,
yeah,
but you have to make that decision.
Oh yeah.
Of, is this something I want to do and be passionate about? And I'm not saying, hey man, I'm not saying move to fucking Austin and throw your life away.
Yeah.
Already done that.
I did that before. So I get it, because I've been playing music over 12 years, playing shows. But I'm not a fucking household name. You know what I mean? So it's I've got friends that have been on national television, X, Y, and Z, still don't sell out. Really. So it's and then the other guys come along, it can go either way. But there truly is no thing as an overnight, success.
There's
and
not, man.
That's what, I appreciate is people that are real about it versus, because you see the social media and you get the clips, and you see X, Y, and Z, but you don't know how much they've been putting into it.
Exactly. For sure.
For years.
Oh, so. And it will do, especially with comedy, man. You get an anomaly like Uncle Razor, who that's kind of his thing right now, man. Is he's been doing comedy for 4 months.
Right.
So, but
it's insane.
Yeah. But you get to a point with even dudes like that are, and that dude is one of the most hard, he's the hardest working dude in comedy right now. Wow. The dude's always working, which is crazy. But he couldn't be. He could you could have a guy that finds success and doesn't do anything with it.
Right.
And gets an opportunity they're not prepared for, and they squander it.
Yeah.
So I mean, that dude, that's all moving to Austin has been for me, is being in a position to get an opportunity and then just being ready for it.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, I mean, especially with technology these days. I mean, during COVID, we saw that happen with people. Is they had these viral clips with music, whatever. Everyone was at home, and then as soon as things opened up, they were getting the invites to these huge festivals, X, Y, and Z, without naming names, and they didn't make it very long. Yeah, they didn't have the
longevity,
the road experience, everything. I mean, being on the road, X, Y, and Z is it's a whole nother thing than being in front of your phone and for a few minutes at a time.
I know we're wrapping up, man. Sure. And thanks again for having me on, guys. But that's kind of the whole thing. There's a guy you guys may or may not have heard of him. His name's Tre Pack. He was the liberal redneck. He blew up on Facebook videos.
I have heard of him. Yeah.
So he's from Knoxville. He's that guy. And Trey, he's the example I look at now. Right. He not only he blew up, he went viral, but was ready for that opportunity. And I think that's what stand up is.
Sweet. Well, we're going to take a quick break and come back if that's cool.
Yeah, that's fine, man.
We'll dive back in.
Yeah. Thanks again for coming on. We appreciate it.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Tre Pack on the mic. Hey, I know you're a big Tennessee fan.
Yep.
We were just talking.
Go Vols, bro.
But you're not the biggest NFL fan.
Dude, I can't get into it.
Well, because who would you even root for? Because out in Tennessee, who are the biggest? You guys got Georgia, like Atlanta, or what?
So I mean, we have the Titans.
Oh yeah, duh. I'm so
but
stupid.
the problem with the
This guy.
Titans for me,
I forget about the Titans.
no, you're
sorry.
God. Hey, so do we. Derrick Henry helped a lot of that.
Yeah.
But so for me, I was such a big Peyton Manning fan.
Yeah.
And they were divisional rivals with the Colts.
True.
So I was like
Yeah.
anti.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys had this in Texas. In Tennessee, and I'm sure it's everywhere. I just don't know the teams. Well
Holy
enough
shit!
here.
Have you ever heard the J. Cole song where he's like, never mind. I'll say it in a second. I'm gonna pull it up.
You're good.
It's it's literally quote for quote what you're saying. It's a George Bush quote. He's like, "We have a saying in Texas. They might be in Tennessee too, but
Oh,
you
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
talking
I know
about."
what you're talking about,
I was
yeah.
like, "Holy shit!" He's like
Fool me
quoting.
once.
Yeah,
Shame on you.
yeah.
You
Sorry,
can't fool the. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
sorry. You know, I
that's
was
funny.
like, "Holy shit!" All right, so in Tennessee, you've got this.
So in Tennessee, the University of Tennessee is everything, right?
Yeah,
But then you always have these weird kids that you went to school with. For us, they were Alabama fans or
Yeah.
they were Florida fans.
yeah.
Sure.
So I was that weird kid with the pros. So a lot of my friends were Titans fans, and I was like, nah, dude, the Colts.
Yeah,
But then they did my boy dirty.
there would be more of y'all down there, like people that are just Colts fans because of Manning.
Oh, I mean, there was definitely a huge pocket of us
All right,
that
that's
were
what I
very
was-
much Colts
Right.
fans.
yeah,
And the Titans were bad, so that helped a lot.
yeah.
And then I was a Broncos fan. But then, once Peyton retired, I was a Manziel guy.
Okay.
I always kind of liked the Browns because
Most people are.
close.
Yeah, most
Oh,
people are a Manziel guy. I think.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Well, I was just in high school
Yeah,
while this guy's partying
Yeah.
with Dre. I'm
He
getting ready
was
to go play
living it.
college ball.
Yeah.
In
With
theory, I
Drake.
thought.
Dude,
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing him at a Rangers game, and
Right.
he was double cupped up.
Yeah.
And got
Just
to
living
walk
the
from
dream.
underneath. I was like, this guy's younger than me.
Yeah.
And he's doing way better than I am.
we were in college when he was playing.
Yeah.
Weren't we? We were about. Oh, I mean, one of us was in college.
I dropped out. I was in rehab.
He's like, I was in
yeah. Yeah.
That's even better than he's
Yeah.
like, I was in college.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. I actually it was that they switched to the SEC, but
Yeah.
I have a bunch of friends that go to A&M and that listen to this podcast too.
Oh, yeah.
And
What's up,
yeah, shout out. No, fuck A&M. I don't actually. It doesn't matter. But
That's
here in Texas, you're either a Cowboys fan or you live in Houston and you're a Texans fan.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
or
That's
you're just
that's
like
interesting.
anti-Cowboys. I feel like that's
Yeah, you have that weird pocket of people that
Exactly.
are counter. They're like, I'm not.
yeah.
They hate the Cowboys because everyone loves them.
Yeah.
You're such a fucking loser.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, you got to be different. Hey, we get no one likes you. And
Yeah.
you were leaning into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, what's been funny, it's funny that you mentioned that of just, you're like, I'm older than this guy. I have a whole thing, and I don't think I'll ever bring this on stage, but it's in my notes, so whatever. I have this whole thing, dude. When I was growing up, I was so in to teachers. Like I wanted to fuck a teacher so bad, and I didn't even have any hot teachers. I just had like old like I was gonna fuck Mrs. Nesbitt, dude.
The taboo.
But now
man.
I'm 27, and I've hooked up with a handful of teachers, and every time I'm like, hell yeah, dude. So, this is so hot.
She's going back to
And then
second
they're-
grade today.
Yeah. Well, then I'm like,
Go grade some homework, baby.
I realized I was a senior when you were a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
This isn't cool anymore. It's the same. But when I watch college football now, I'm like, they were like, I watched the game the other day, and they were like, there's a receiver on Tennessee's team named Squirrel. It's absolutely the truth.
Yeah.
They were like, Squirrel was born in 2002. I was like, Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, that dude's young. Like, I have a younger sister she's like older than.
Yeah.
So crazy.
It's
nuts.
just, so it's like watching. But now I watch the NFL. When I try to watch it, I always looked at these guys as like,
Older.
these are, and now
Yeah.
I'm older than Patrick Mahomes.
So yeah.
the dude
that
owns the
crazy?
Royals.
Wow.
Like when they talk about running backs and and if they're running backs that are our age, we're 30, they're on their way
You're
out.
over, yeah. Your
They're on their
career's
way
here.
out.
Yeah.
So it's like we're the old men now where,
It's
back
so
in the
weird.
day, that's what you like inspired for. But yeah, there's no way, honestly, any of us would have really had the chance to do that kind of stuff.
No,
'Cause
not
these dudes
definitely
are,
not at that level, man.
No.
I mean, it's it's really weird to watch. But yeah, this with the pros, man, there's just no. It's like there's just no love in it anymore.
I disagree, honestly, because
that's fine. But you also grew up. I mean, in Texas.
Yeah.
See, I'm a bigger college.
A lot of people.
It's
a lot of people are.
for me.
A lot of people are. I'm not, and I will tell you, it's because even though people say yes, like it's cool tailgating at a college football game. Those are like that's way better than ever tailgating at an NFL game.
I will disagree with you. But,
Really?
Well, the Bills, yeah.
Oh well,
I've
sure.
never been
And
to
probably
a Bills
the
tailgate.
probably the
Yeah,
Raiders.
I want to slam somebody through a table.
Yeah,
so
hell yeah, hell
Dude,
yeah.
listen, hey, you know what? Actually, I'm a Bills fan.
Yeah,
Josh Allen is cool.
yeah, he is pretty dope.
He's pretty right.
But I like it. I think the games are more competitive week in and week out. Like I really do because I think this year is a little different because there's a lot of Big 12 games that are very competitive. That like for example, Oklahoma State got blown out by Kansas, Kansas State, and then we lost to Kansas next week.
They can't handle.
You guys are like competitive this year through the SEC, but that typically doesn't happen for either of our teams. Where like usually week in and week out, you couldn't bet on a NFL game and know what the outcome is. The line for college football games are a little bit more like set in stone, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Dude, here's the beauty, and I feel like I'm trying to sell this to you right now.
All right, go for
Here's the beauty.
We're all about sales on this.
Right. Here's the beauty of college football. Okay.
All right.
Is that in the NFL, these guys, you're right. It's just not question. The guys playing in the NFL are the best football players in the entire world.
Yeah.
Right. And that's great. It's just like watching NASCAR. You go watch the Daytona 500. These are the best drivers in America.
Yeah. Best left turners in the world. Baby.
Exactly. I'm not a NASCAR guy.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've ever been to a dirt track and watched a dirt race.
It gets wild.
It's so much better than watching the pros.
I got a cousin.
It's more fun.
Yeah. More wrecks.
I mean, their whole family.
Right.
Yes.
Because they're not the best in the
yeah.
world.
You got people like Squirrel coming out
Squirrel,
here.
yeah. You think that guy's going to have a signing day bonus? My man's name is Squirrel. Listen, Squirrel, I know you're listening to this. We can be friends. We'll talk about it.
Yeah.
He's the fastest.
I get what you're saying. There's a lot of people.
Bro, there's defensive backs that I sold cars with an all SEC defensive back.
Exactly. There's a lot of
just didn't go. You know how fucking cool that is to watch Devontae Smith go up against a future car salesman?
Yeah.
It's so fun.
Oh, yeah. I bought my truck from the 4-string from the Cowboys.
Of course you did.
He had just got let go, and he was out in Bernie, Texas, selling trucks.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
that's right.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. It's but you get to see, and I think you get to appreciate that difference even more.
Yeah.
This is a super, and then God forbid we win one for the Gipper, dude, and you have some walk-on. There are no walk-ons in the NFL,
right?
But you have, you've got these stories of these guys. Dude, Tennessee's best defensive player, Byron Young, was a Dollar General store manager, and then went and found and if you ever watch a Tennessee game, they talk about it ad nauseum. It's gross,
right?
But it's still the greatest thing ever. This is a dude that was a store man that was 24 years old.
There's more stories like that.
Right.
Dude, in Dollar General, I mean, there was a time in my life I couldn't even get a job at Dollar General. I walked in to apply.
That's because you didn't play it for Gold Volts.
Yeah.
Oh, well, dude, he had
So I'm glad it went differently for him.
Barely played high school football.
Yeah.
And then went JUCO, and then
I know I'm in the minority. I know a lot more people like college football.
Right.
I just, like I said, you can't. I think the games are very, like, as a football fan, the games are better. But as like I
just could not disagree with you.
Yeah, I know.
Bro, go watch Tennessee break a 15-year losing streak to Alabama.
Sure.
And tell me that the NFL is better.
All right.
I mean,
the playoffs.
They're not carrying goalposts to the river.
Yeah, hey, watch me and my dad.
I'm not saying the fan bases are better. I'm saying as
I'm
football
the
fan,
games are better. Watch me and my father cry in front of each other for the first time in Knoxville, Tennessee, as the goalposts are coming down and tell me the NFL is better. It just means more.
Yeah. SEC
100%.
means more.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate the NFL because they are the best in the world.
You're right.
And there is no ifs, ands, or buts. That the rules of like, oh, you had to play 3 years of college or whatever. A lot of that's even out the window.
Yeah.
Now it's an age requirement, which is super interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't even have that. Like basketball, for example, they had to take that rule. I think they're probably taking it back away, honestly.
Well, you have to do one
Well,
year.
look at who's
of-
about
of-
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to have 1 year removed from high school.
Yeah.
But so many of these dudes will just
They just go to the,
they'll go overseas and play in literally an NBA funded school.
Yeah.
And then you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they live in Turkey or somewhere for a year and come back.
We were talking about AirPods earlier.
Okay. Yeah.
I've got a relationship question for you.
Okay.
I'm going to read you.
I've not been on one of those in a long time.
All right.
Go ahead.
But I want to know, here's kind of the premise of it. And then if I need to even go read into it, I can. But it says, just found out my girlfriend has been tracking my location through the AirPods she bought me. Don't know if I can let it slide.
What the fuck?
So.
Was it? Is she
Says,
is she in this room?
No,
No.
Says, let me preface this by saying I've never cheated or have given any reason to believe I have. There are times after arguments I can become distant, but I've always been transparent with her. She bought me these AirPod Pros as a gift last week, and even though I was curious why she bought them, I hadn't asked for headphones.
It makes sense.
We tend to gift each other like this throughout the year, so it wasn't random. The AirPods were brand new, at least from what it looked like. So basically, she gave him a gift just to track his location.
Okay. So here is my. I say it's not okay. She is the asshole. I don't know how to whatever.
Yeah.
But she's only the asshole because she and this is twofold. Okay, she is the asshole because she gave him the gift.
Right.
It seems to solely to do that.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
The steps beyond that is first of all, she's crazy. I love that. Dude, if some girl wants to know where I am at all times, for me, hey, I don't. But
what if he loses one in a parking lot somewhere that's like adjacent to a strip club?
Okay, she catches a charge and goes to jail, and then what's the matter?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I have a friend who will remain nameless who has a Tesla.
Okay.
And his location is being tracked by his wife. And one time she was like, "Hey, I see you're at McDonald's. Are you not going to pick me up anything?" And I find that very strange. This is not a gift that she gave him, obviously, but
This is just okay.
So my question to you is, with the AirPods, she gifted it to him. Would it be crazier if she gifted it to him, or she just like was able to track after the fact, like it was his AirPod? You know what I mean? Like,
so if she had done it after the fact and he was able to give some sort of consent to this, then what are we even talking about? It's 100% his fault.
It's like a shared Facebook account.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's also. And this, I've never cheated. It's like, okay, but have you never cheated? Or have you never been caught?
Right.
Yeah.
Because it seems like he got caught.
Yeah.
He's leaving his AirPods at home at that point. Like,
Right. It's also like, how did you? But then there are a lot of layers to this
snowball
because
effect.
she's an idiot. And listen, I'm canceled and I'm sorry. But how did he find out?
okay,
That's what
let me
I want to know.
All right,
It's
I'll
like,
read
what
a little
was
bit more
that
onto
step?
it. I want to
Yeah.
y'all kind of talk about it a little bit more, but I want to
Yeah.
see.
But the thing there is like, dude, like I know there are definitely. That's like that's a thing now. Is girls will share their locations with their friends or whatever.
Yeah.
So if you're entering into a girl's world, which is if you're in a relationship, that's what you're doing. I mean, you're kind of merging their life with your life.
Yeah.
If it is the norm with her and the people that she cares about and she loves, that hey, we just always have our.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
You have each other's location.
Wow.
And you just want to see and this is perfect. So our producers, y'all's producers.
She doesn't track mine.
That's your friends, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you know what's up. And you do that because the world is so fucked. Right. And you just I mean
want to know that they get home.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right. So but that's just a part of your world. So this is just another person in your life that you love.
Yeah, this
So
one says
it just makes sense. It's like, I'm integrating you. This is part of me loving you is knowing where you're
She
at.
doesn't track me.
Sure, that's fine.
I don't think. I do
So
have
here's-
AirPods. So.
Here's how I found out. It says during the week I was getting tons of notifications of your AirPod can be seen by the owner. when I went to configure them. I realized her iCloud was connected to them. So he was.
Yeah. So she
took a step.
You know what?
She should have. I mean, if you're gonna do it, listen. If you're gonna be weird like that and you haven't pulled off all the stops, then you're the asshole.
We in high school. So my dad had, he could track our phones.
Sure.
This was like before. I mean, I didn't have an iPhone for a while, but had a little flip phone or whatever. But I would get a text or whatever when it said like, "Hey, your location's being tracked." I don't know if it was random or if it just was like when he was looking at it.
Sure.
But we would go. Me and my friends on the weekends. Sometimes we would go out of town for like to the lake, and we had a bunch of like lake rat friends that we'd go hang out with, and I would just leave my phone in the car because, and I obviously it says that's like weird, but at the same time,
no,
that's what I had to do.
All your friends are here.
Yeah,
why do I need my phone?
Right.
I get it, 100%.
So I'm kind of.
So I do think that she first of all, she's crazy, but that's not a deal breaker. So just to throw that out.
Yeah, I know your type. You told me before the break. It's the I don't remember her name off of Waterboy, but it's the girl
Vicky Valancourt.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Bro, you think Vicky Valancourt is not tracking your location?
Yeah.
No, Vicky Valancourt's behind you in the lawnmower.
Yeah. You want me to kill her?
Yeah. Oh, that's, dude, I love.
I forgot. That's Adam Sandler's thing. He like makes the female partner or whatever like have that double vowel, Vicky Valancourt, whatever you're saying.
Okay.
Yeah, like I can't remember any of the other ones, but the teacher from Happy or Billy Madison.
Okay, that's like
they're all like, he does that double V's.
Dude, it fucking worked because I've not seen that movie.
It's memorable. Yeah.
But I remember it because of the way Sandler says it. Vicky Valancourt. Vicky Valancourt.
Signature, just like the shirt you got on.
Dude, hell yeah. Shout out William Montgomery. Dude.
There you go.
The Kirkland boy.
Yeah, that was one of her birthday presents was a little cameo from old William.
Oh, really? That's so sweet. That's awesome. Dude, you know what's really funny about wearing Kirkland's wearing the shirt is that I actually found this in Vulcan. It was just my size. It had nothing to do with William. But it is funny because I'll wear it to like Kiltony and stuff. People are like, fucking.
Yeah.
Dude, I had this group of kids, children. The oldest couldn't have been more than 14, right? I'm in the mall. I'm wearing this I wear this a lot.
Yeah.
Right.
This is as cool as it gets for me.
One of the outfits.
We're recording a podcast today.
There we go.
Let's throw it together. I'm wearing this shirt, and I had this kid come up and sit. I'm eating a sandwich, right? Just whatever, with my AirPods. We're keeping it relevant. I want to get back to this because this is insane.
Yeah.
But I'm eating, and this kid walked up to me and was like, and sits in front of me, and I'm just eating my sandwich. And this kid's like, "What's up, man?" What's up, dude?
What's up, 14-year-old?
Puffy hair, dude.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember? Did you guys wear the Nike Elite socks with the Sperry's?
Oh yeah.
That's what I was expecting this kid to be wearing. I mean, dude, times have changed. He's got on Hey Dudes or whatever.
Oh
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So he just this kid has got 5 million followers on TikTok. I'm certain. This kid, he sits down across from me and he goes, "What's up, man?" And I'm like, "How are you?" And he points at my shirt, says, "I like your shirt." I'm like, thanks, man. Not hi, not my name is, nothing. I like your shirt. I said, thank you. He says, "You big Costco guy?" And I'm like, what are we doing? And what I think is happening is I think that this kid is filming a TikTok. I'm certain of it somehow. But I think he's looking at me as like the fat loser eating by themselves. And he's like, "Oh, I'm just going to."
You don't think he recognized you as Huey the Elf or anything like that?
So he asked me if I was a big Costco guy, and I'm getting ready. I'm just gonna roast this fucking kid. If he's like, "I just saw you were eating by yourself."
No, Sam's Club, man.
Oh, I'm gonna make you wish you were never born. And luckily he asked. He was like, "You a big Costco guy?" And I'm like, "Not really." A friend gave me this shirt, and he's like, "Is your friend William Montgomery?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is, man." And he goes, "Guys, it's him." And then 6 more of them surround us.
Kick his ass.
Oh, that's, dude. I was like, I'm going to get danced on, I guess.
That's their spot. High school, we were talking about like middle school kids, the mall's their spot.
Wild.
So you got to watch out.
Spot. Well, they recognized me from Kiltony.
Really?
Awesome.
Yeah, so they were just like,
that's awesome,
but with the shirt.
The shirt, yeah.
That's cool.
But what I've noticed with this shirt is that Kirkland's signature, because the kids were telling me, the kids these days,
Yeah.
these kids,
We talk about them a lot.
yeah, they were telling me that this is like a cool, it's the same thing like people, like cool kids wear Carhartt or whatever.
Yeah.
Like when I was growing up, Carhartt is what, like I wore Carharrt
Oh, yeah.
because
What else was there? Yeah.
But now people wear it because it's like that dad culture or whatever.
Yeah.
They're into it. Like, that's all cool and dandy. I don't think when I wear Kirkland signature, like nobody's looking at me like, yeah, that guy's real trendy.
Yeah.
So that's the only shirt that
I
that
don't
guy
know.
can fit in.
I like it. I like it. I wear a lot of just black t-shirts that are.
I have 10 big and tall JCPenney.
There you go.
Sponsor me, please. I wear the same thing on stage all the time, but then I'll throw this into the mix every now and then.
Yeah.
And I'll like, dude, like there's a girl that I'm seeing now is like fucking, dude, Kirkland signature, dude. That's so cool.
It's so lit. So lit.
Yeah. I'm like, what are you talking about? I say that I'm seeing now. I haven't seen, this was 6 months ago.
Well, we don't know when this is coming out. This could have been, you know.
Oh, it's just 2 years from now.
Yeah.
I'm just married with a kid. My wife's like, who the fuck is this? Who's
Yeah.
this bitch, dude?
I've been tracking your AirPods. You haven't been to
yeah.
Dallas.
Yeah,
in a
you haven't
while.
been to Dallas in forever. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I definitely think she is in the wrong,
Yeah. I think I honestly.
but not by that.
So you
much.
think if it wasn't disguised, it would
yeah.
be
If
more
you,
okay?
how
Oh,
you guys
if-
do it? Like she showed the
Yeah.
phone. She's like,
Right,
hey,
you
here
try-
I am. I'm tracking it. If you know, like each other or like with my friend too, like, he can see, he knows that she's tracking him, but like being discreet about it, absolutely. You should, there's no
If
transparency.
you're gonna be crazy, be discreet.
Crazy.
Yeah. There needs to be, I think there needs to be transparency.
But if you're gonna be transparent, like if you add, and again, I'm not trying to get, I'm not trying to cause a fight.
No, we're good.
on post Hump Day right now. But I mean, dude, you want to go viral or what?
Yeah, let's to the moon, baby.
Yeah. No, but it's like that is a part of your guys' world. So if I was seeing some girl and this was my girlfriend and we're whatever, and she was like, hey, dude, a girl can just tell me, if we're in a relationship, you can just tell me you're going to do stuff. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty laid back with
Yeah.
it.
Just like, hey, I'm going
Yeah.
to track where you're at. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
If I was cheating, then I'm going to have something to say about it.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I was
it's
gonna
like-
say if you're not doing something
Right.
to cause
So
suspicion.
are you saying because he said like I'm not cheating or like you
Oh,
think
there's
that
something weird. The fact, well, no, he has a right to feel weird about
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
because she was not upfront about it.
right?
But that's the game that you play in a relationship, because if she had been like, hey, I'm gonna do this, or I want to do this, and he says no, then it's all on him.
What if it
He's
was
the
like,
asshole.
Yeah.
what if it was like, hey, I bought you these AirPods, but you can only have them if I can track your location. That's like the,
So that feels weird.
Yeah.
that feels like
Ultimatum.
that feels like Mr. Miyagi grooming again.
yeah, wax on, wax off,
Yeah,
wax me
that
off.
feels weird because I would, well, especially like AirPods are not that expensive.
It's so
I'll go buy my
easy
own
to
fucking AirPods.
It's so easy to umbrella that, like, want your intentions because hey, I care about you.
It's
know,
a
I know
Trojan
you're going
horse.
out.
This is such
You
an
could
easy
spin
thing.
it a very
I cannot
easy
wait until
way.
she's tracking your phone by the end of this
it's
conversation.
a
Yeah,
it's a
jeez.
Trojan horse.
Yeah, when I say
gift.
I'm 5 minutes away and I'm really like,
Yeah.
just
Oh,
leaving.
shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, bro, and but that's just a thing girls are doing. So,
There we
we're
go.
good.
It's
We're doing
coming
it, bro.
out. Come on.
Let's go.
Come on.
But I think that also goes with the culture of being able to have too much information on everybody. So
Exactly. But yeah, but that
Snapchat,
is
you're-
the world we live in.
yeah, I know. Like Snapchat, I know people will get like the score goes up, and you're like, "How did your score go up?" Or like certain. I don't have an Instagram, but certain things on Instagram
Yeah.
people freak out over, and it's just like that's one of the reasons why I don't have an Instagram is because I'm like I need a peace of mind where you know what I mean. So I don't know. That's
So
just
She told me that early on. She was like, "You're too accessible." It was
Yeah.
like I had, music, whatever. It was all
Right.
public, everything. It was like in my mind, I was always, well, yeah, I want to be able to reach as many people as possible.
Yeah.
And
I
no
agree.
part of my world is a secret. And then, then you start realizing, like, all right, maybe I do need to have that little bit that is to myself and not.
I don't have that at all.
So it's different. Yeah.
Dude,
yeah.
you know how hard I'm having to talk to Tammy, my mother. She's like, "You're doing cocaine now," and I'm like, "Fuck, man!" Because I'm telling a million people have
You
watched
can't
that
hold
episode
back,
now on Kill Tony, and I'm like, "Well, comedy is obviously different than almost anything in that regard."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, dude, I'll get on stage, and you know how many times I've just been shirtless on stage, and just whatever. I'll give you my address if I can play 5 minutes here. Yeah, but that doesn't bother me at all, man. So yeah, but that's also again, if some girl is like, and we're seeing each other or whatever, I have nothing to hide.
Yeah.
I'm just not a cheater. That's not true. But it's like, hey, if a girl snoops and you find something, it's your fault. It's your fault.
Yeah, it's true.
If you come across it organically, it's my fault. If you catch me cheating, it's my fault. If you go through my phone and didn't ask or whatever, and you catch something, it's your fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's dumb. So I think So I'll go for it. If I know I'm not going to cheat, but if I'm going to cheat, I don't want you tracking my phone.
Don't find it out. Yeah, I feel that.
I can tell you how many girls I've hooked up with, and they get a text. So I had to turn my location off because my boyfriend tracks me. Dude, how fucking bored are you?
Yeah.
That you want, dude. You know, like I've not had a girlfriend in, and this is probably why, but I've not had a girlfriend in years. But you know, dude, if I'm alone, I don't want to know where the fuck she is.
Yeah.
If you're gonna cheat, just tell me, and then we can break up and we can move on with our lives. Whatever.
Yeah. Don't drag me
care.
through this.
Yeah, we're not married. I don't have any kids that I know of. So like, we're good. You'll do your thing. But yeah, how fucking bored are you that you're like, I want to know where he is or she is at all.
Just trying to catch him slipping, and I'm not a fan of that.
It's not a relationship I'd want to be in.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but yeah, that's one of those. But I'm all about placing blame.
Have you placing blame?
Right. You gotta listen. You can be in the wrong, but if you can make him in the wrong, that's the same thing. Because if all this girl had to do was ask,
You know,
can I give you? Hey, I'm going to give you these AirPods just so you know I'm tracking you. If he's got shit to say about it, he's cheating. Period. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
exactly.
I got nothing to hide.
You're being crazy because you want to track him.
Have you ever?
But you're moving the blame.
Have you ever, when doing stand up, like, has that ruined a relationship? Because
What are we talking? Yeah.
I mean,
what are you talking about?
Yeah, just. Oh, we out? All right. Hey, we're gonna take a little break. When we come back, and we'll do a little 10 minutes.
Yeah,
we got it. We'll be right back. Hello. Welcome back. When we left off, we were asking Trey if comedy has ever messed up one of his relationships.
Yeah, dude, for sure. But it's not. I don't think comedy has messed up a relationship like directly. Okay.
My thinking is like, do you talk about old flames or old things that happened and then they hear about it on stage?
No. Okay. So that is actually something that's coming up
Tonight?
for the first time like ever.
Okay.
Because I have a joke about and I just use the girl's name and the reason I use the girl's name is because I never thought like when it's my oldest joke.
Yeah.
And I never thought that, and the joke didn't even happen it happened to a friend of mine in high school. The gist of the bit is that this girl keeps telling me we're hooking up, and she keeps telling me to go deeper, and I can't.
Yeah.
I'm balls deep, dude. I'm giving her all I've got or whatever. But at the end of it, like I get upset and leave, and I basically say "fuck you." That girl's name, and I don't know how to say it any other way.
Right.
And I have kept those clips off the internet. Because I have to like have this, and it's the same girl from that I was with for years in high school. Yeah,
Gotcha.
Her name is I'm joking.
Address.
Here's her social. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
She's also married and they're all married.
Yeah.
It's really sad. It's not. It's fine. But yeah, so they've not killed any. Well, that's not true. They, it's not necessarily that they kill active. Like I had a girlfriend and the comedy made that.
Yeah.
Let's break up. I just don't date enough for that to happen.
Gotcha.
But the last girlfriend I had, I was on the road and I was doing some road gigs and I was gone for a couple weeks and she was just up my ass.
AirPods.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, and I just remember thinking to myself while I was on the road, I was like, I can't. This is like someone I was like, I want to spend.
Yeah.
I was like, I wasn't going to propose the next day or anything, but I was like, I don't want to
You see a future.
I don't want to be with anybody else.
Right.
And I was just like, I can't.
I could see that lifestyle.
I can't do this.
It changes stuff. I mean, like,
That-
you really being on the road, it's like with her. I mean, when I kind of realized, like, all right, this is going somewhere with her,
music.
it was like, all right, I knew things were going to be different and had to be, but because being on the road it's a whole nother thing. Like, your phone, the text, hey, checking in this and
FaceTime
that.
every once in a while.
Versus like when they're there and they see what you're doing. It's always like, yeah, I'm loading out at 3 a.m. Like, it's like I'm working.
Right. Exactly.
And
I hate texting. It's just not, it's, if I'm texting you, it is to exchange. That's funny. That's really funny. But it's to exchange information.
Yeah.
But the casual texting of whatever, 99% of the time, I hate it.
Yeah.
Like now, every few years, I'll find one I'm like, well, hold on.
Yeah.
How are you doing today? How are you feeling? What are you up to?
But it's hard to get that relayed through text too, because
I hate it. So and even with this girl I was dating for a time, I was like, oh, I don't mind hearing every thought that you have throughout the day.
Yeah.
Right. But then it gets to a point where dude, I'm on the road. And listen, I say I'm on the road. I'm just traveling to other states to do open mics, basically.
But still, that's
But
still
going
on the road.
On the road, yeah.
Like we lost so much money. Like it was just to get out there.
Yeah.
Let's go see what this is like.
Yeah.
But I'm with my buddies.
Yeah.
Like we're doing it. Like this is what
Exactly.
And I don't want to give away too much. The girl in question was a comic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember you saying that.
Yeah, she was like, if anybody gets this, it should be you.
Yeah.
100%.
Like, but there was a lot there where it was like, hey, is this what you want with your life? Because listen, if I die by myself, but I was funny every day, what are we talking about?
That's good enough,
What are we talking about? Did I do it? Did I?
Yeah.
I don't think God put me on this earth to be someone's boyfriend or to be someone's husband or whatever. But I am like crazy enough and like self-centered enough, or there's a lot of negative words I want to use to think that I am supposed to be on stage talking.
Yeah. It's a life of a comic.
So,
honestly, you put your craft before that.
Before everything.
Yeah.
I admire that.
That doesn't mean
That's
because
tough to do.
I've had to let potential relationships go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm not dating, but I love this person.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my person, but I cannot be what they need me to be.
Yeah. I admire that.
I was single for basically until I met her.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, years and years of
working,
going and going, because really, like, that's part of it, and that's what it takes.
Both of those lifestyles, you have to do that. It's hard to have a relationship. I admire both. Like, I'm built the other way. I'm built different.
Sure.
Like with that,
dude. And dude. I know dudes. My best friend from high school ever he's married. He's got his daughter.
Yeah.
And like I've not got to speak to him as nearly as much as I've wanted to over the past few years. I'm gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry, but I'm sad. But when I see him and his wife and his daughter, even if it's just on Instagram or whatever, I know I'm like, dude, this is what you were supposed to be doing.
right? Yeah,
You're supposed to go to work every day. You're supposed to be her husband.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be that little girl's dad. That's just not what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Right. That's
And as at times as lonely as it is, as awful as it is, it's just, I mean, we're just meant to do shit, man.
Yeah, there's
it's the freedom in that though,
Yeah.
unparalleled. It's like,
Yeah. Oh, well, yes.
I mean,
There's-
Throw a little kid in
You
the
have
mix.
to be that. You have to have that.
right.
Yeah.
What I will say is that my favorite comedians are married to
Who-
non, you know.
that was a question I was going to ask you earlier. Who would you say Mount Rushmore?
Mount
comedies.
Rushmore. So Mount Rushmore is going to be different than my favorites. I will
Okay.
say that.
Well, either way, like we don't.
Sure.
We're not going to be like, oh, that person sucks.
No, for
who's-
sure.
Who's somebody, and not somebody like you could say. I get what you're saying. There's probably somebody locally that you like that people haven't heard of that
Sure.
might not be on your
Oh,
Mount
yeah.
Rushmore.
Right.
But like, who's somebody that you? I would say, I guess one or two people that you would like inspire you. You're like, damn, that's a good
So
comic.
so inspire is a great word.
Yeah.
Because there are dudes that like, and because comedy has so many different aspects in it.
Sure.
But like getting to watch, like, dude, like I get to watch Hinchcliffe
Okay.
perform all the time.
Yeah.
When because he'll do all the Rogan shows, and I go to a lot of the Rogan shows, or I work a lot of the Rogan shows.
Yeah.
At Vulcan. Just getting to watch Tony do crowd work and just walk on stage. Dude, this dude walks up, and I don't want to. This dude will walk up to the crate, like he'll walk up to Stone Cold Steve Austin's theme, or to like Darth Vader, and just and with the confidence of, I'm going to eviscerate. God forbid you cough in the middle of Tony Hinchcliffe's set, dude. God have mercy on your soul if you got some shit to say while this dude's trying to get into a joke. And Tony's is I mean, he's one of the best in the world right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But to watch him do like crowd work and stuff, and I'm not just being like a mark, like like the dude has given me like infinite.
He's got his own
possibly,
lane that he's
100%.
like completely filled.
Yeah.
A lot of the Austin comics I think are doing like they're having their own lanes that they're filling down
Exactly.
there that haven't been seen before.
But watching the Shane Gillis is in my opinion the best comedian on earth.
He's
right now.
hilarious.
But Shane is one of those guys that just has the confidence to just do what he thinks is funny.
Yeah.
That dude is not trying to make anyone laugh but himself and his friend, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And then thank God there's a million of us that are just dudes
100%.
that love this guy.
Yeah.
But just have the gumption to be like, I'm just going to be myself on stage.
Yeah.
That I love that so much. But I don't think, I think Shane's the best in the world. Chappelle, all those guys included.
Yeah. Really?
I've watched Gillis go on stage at Vulcan on a show. People are there to see Joe Rogan. That's the weird part about comedy.
Right.
Is if you are opening for someone or whatever, and it's Joe Rogan and friends or Tony Hinchcliffe and friends, whatever, and you bring someone, you can have a great set, but at the end of the day, they bought that ticket to see Joe.
Right.
I've seen Shane Gillis go on stage at Vulcan and light this place on fucking fire.
Yeah.
And I've on Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Not a week. Like I'm talking people are early in the show.
Yeah.
This dude's doing 15 minutes and I'm in the back doubled over. I'm crying. I'm dripping on the floor at Vulcan Gas Company because I'm laughing so hard.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, man. But it's like guys like Patrice O'Neal. I mean, I think he has the best. The Elephant in the Room is the best special of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's honestly not close. But just to watch someone for an hour and 20 minutes hold a just walk out and grab a fucking audience and like
his stage presence,
you're mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the master of it.
Yeah, he's his stage
And to talk
presence
shit
was so good.
If you've not seen that special, he'll walk out. He'll go, just a big titty white bitch right here. What's up, girl? Dude, it's like, what are we talking about?
That crew too, like he hung out with Bill Burr a lot too. Bill Burr's he's got a podcast. He could just him, just him by himself.
Him and Tim Dillon.
He is
talking
the
about people that can just joke about anything.
Yeah.
Just about anything. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's so many guys that I like that word inspire.
Right.
As far as Mount Rushmore goes, I mean, can I just put Chappelle on there 4 times?
Yeah, you
I
could do
guess.
that. That's fine.
No, I mean Chappelle, Patrice. I mean Ralphie May's on mine
Okay.
because that's my favorite. I mean that's my
love
overall
Ralphie.
favorite.
Yeah, he was.
But Ralphie doesn't.
Last comic standing. He was so funny on
Incredible.
that. That's what I got turned on to him.
Ralphie doesn't. But there's no one like I get a lot of those comparisons on like YouTube comments or whatever.
Gotcha.
And they're the most, because he's the first comedian I ever watched ever.
Yeah.
And it means a lot, but I pull nothing from his act.
He's from Houston. Does he roll over to Austin ever? Or
Well,
does
he's rolling in his grave.
Yeah, he's not here.
I forgot about
he's
that.
on,
I
Kellen.
completely forgot
He's
about
so
that.
dead.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
he passed.
Sorry,
Nah.
Ralphie.
Yeah, he died, dude.
He's.
I mean, it wasn't like.
He forgets about a lot of
Listen,
stuff.
Ralphie didn't die. When Ralphie died, no one was like, "What happened?" You know what I mean? Like,
That was
when I
years
died,
and years ago too. I completely forgot about that.
You're good, dude. He's the one person when I think like I'll get like too high and be like, man, like I really want to work with these guys or whatever.
Yeah.
Ralphie's one of those dudes that I'll be like,
Damn, didn't
fuck.
get to.
Patrice is that same way. I'm like,
Yeah.
fuck, man.
Yeah.
Like I'll just never, you know. Just,
Yeah.
Mitch Hedberg. It's like fuck.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, those guys are the best, man. But back to what comedy kills almost every relationship that I ever think about being in.
Damn, yeah. I can see that.
But I've had girlfriends since I've done stand up.
yeah.
I've had successful relationships that just end for something weird that ends up being a me thing, which is me.
That's most relationships.
I am a comedian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. It's like I feel like once you and like everyone's, definition of made it obviously looks different.
Sure.
Absolutely.
But like that grind to even get there in your mind, like I basically made a decision. It's like, all right, I'm not going to have everything I want. I've got to pick what I want. Right.
Yeah.
And once I feel like once you make it to a certain spot, I don't know that it's ever easy, but it would be easier to kind of have that life and do comedy.
Right.
But the grind and getting there it's real. I mean,
Yeah.
you moved to Austin for
the
comedy.
it
Yeah.
landed-
For you.
Yeah, I had to tell a whole bunch, my family, hey, I got to go.
Right.
And dude, Tammy's pissed. My mom is just doesn't get it.
Yeah.
It's like, why you're not?
She's supportive, right?
No,
No? Okay.
no. Dude, we don't have enough time to talk about Tammy. Tammy's a piece of work, but no, Tammy's. What's funny is that if you asked her, like if I called her, and was like, hey, I'm on this podcast. Do you support me doing comedy? She would go, are you recording? Yes. Yeah. She's all about sharing my pictures on Facebook. In front of crowds.
Yeah.
But every time I'm like trying to leave. I went home and visited for the first time in a year and a half last month. And she's like, just like, I'm trying to leave. And she's just like, it can't accept. My mom's lived her entire life in denial of everything. And that's how, I would love to come back on and we'll talk about Tam.
For sure.
Yeah, no, we'd love to have you.
But she's just like, it's like, dude, I've been here for a week and you hate, like, we don't get along. Why do you want me here every day?
Yeah.
My parents are, my mom and dad are not the type that are like, we just want you closer to home. My parents are like, we want you in the basement. Like where
Lock
you grew
you up.
Well, no, I grew up I had like their basement my whole life. That was just, I was
had
Eric
the basement
Foreman.
back in Oklahoma. For
Yeah,
sure.
exactly.
Love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so it was just like, no, why are you not? Like,
Yeah.
I could text my dad today and he'd be like, so when are you coming home?
Well,
I'm like,
are they from there and everything?
born
Like,
and raised. Never
so
left.
they expected you to
That
kind
makes
of.
sense.
Oh, my dad never moved out of his parents' house.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, by the time he got done with college, his mom was sick, and then when she passed, his dad was sick. He passed, and then he was like, "Well, I'm not gonna have a house.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna leave this house that's paid
Yeah.
for,
So they kind of were like, "All right, we're gonna pass. Then you're gonna be right
and
back
you're gonna
here."
be next." Yeah. And
Damn. No.
no.
Other plans. Yeah, no, we'd love to have you back.
For sure.
on.
For sure, man.
We're gonna roll out tonight and see you.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Fort Worth Hyena Club.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, obviously, this is going to be a past recording, so you guys can't come. But it was tonight at 8:00 at the Red Room. We'll talk about it next week.
Yeah, if you have any dates in Austin or anywhere coming up,
Yeah, it'll depend on when this comes out. Definitely follow me on Instagram or whatever. I'm sure we'll have
the
links there.
description.
I get the opportunity. I host a show it's at Vulcan for now. I don't know where it's going to be, but follow me on Instagram. You'll find it. It's called Hitless Comedy. It's not my show. I just host it. Host them all. It's Lucas McCrary, Dan Potetsky. Super funny guys. They produce the show and it's incredible. and they let me host it. So definitely,
Sweet.
I mean, if you want
Hell yeah.
a monthly chance, like you can buy tickets and come see me, I'll definitely be there every month.
Awesome. Well, y'all check him out.
And then also go back and look at his old tweets and just ask him about him.
Oh yeah, dude,
See-
DM me. I will definitely talk to you about it. Like the Mr. Miyagi thing, I don't even remember saying that, but it's yeah. Dude, I'm a fucking genius. Dude, let's start looking back. There's some jokes in here.
All right, guys.
100%. And so is Instagram.
Instagram's the best place to reach me. Yeah, at Tre Pack Comedy, TREPACK, no Y. And then Tre Pack Comedy, all one word. Super easy. But yeah, nobody knows how to spell Trey. So, yeah, just find me on there. Message me, man. Yeah, if you see old tweets or whatever, have questions, hit me up. I'm so bored. Please love me.
Thanks again, Trey. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, guys.
This has been the Post Hump Day podcast. I'm Tommy DeSalt.
I'm Kellen King.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, we all.